It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Denver, where we'll see the Nuggets going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, one thing they've talked about, sustaining focus on the defensive end, allowing no easy shots, trying to be disruptive, maybe causing some turnovers that can lead to easy buckets in transition. Hold on to your seats, folks. Should be a wild ride. Whoa! Two athletic clubs facing off. Kenny, how do you expect this one to go down?
Ooh, lots of highlight reels, lots of highlight reels, lots of highlight reels, and great showmanship.
Should be exciting for the players and the fans. The team that takes care of the basketball will have the edge.
Okay, time for tip-off. We send it over to...
What are you riding, a horse, Ernie?
Kevin Harlan.
It's not a roller coaster, is it?
It's time for some hoops at Pepsi Center, home of the Nuggets, and we're going to bring it to you live on 2K Sports. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, guys, Paul George has made a reputation as a dynamic two-way player. He said you can dominate a game in so many ways. That's always been my mindset. I just go out there and ball. Kevin, back to you.
Well, you love that versatility, D.A. Thank you. And featuring two of the best bigs in the league, Brent, how impactful is the center position now compared to the way it used to be?
Well, one of the things that I think people are still dealing with is just how divergently different the center position has become in the game. And to think that these guys, in what they're asked to do, has just as much importance of the Patrick Ewings, the Akeem Olajuwons, the low post, big-time scorers back to the basket. The modern-day center, Kevin, isn't doing that. It's a roll to the basket, rim protection game, and there are some elite ones doing it now.
Wired a little bit differently than guys of the past.
They have to be. On top of that, some of the teams are even asking those players, obviously, to step out and shoot the three-point shot. So modern-day game, modern-day play.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So the Thunder 5 right now. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. The forwards, George and Grant. And it's Adams in at the center. And so it's the Thunder getting on the board first. Knocked loose. Here's Murray. And two free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, Jamal Murray, you can't start much younger than Jamal did. At age 3, he reportedly could play basketball for hours on end. Where's the nap time, Kevin? Where is the nap time?
Two shots.
And the first one at the line is good. There really isn't a time in Murray's life that he wasn't great at this game.
No, in Canada, just such a great career in Ontario. Played alongside, actually, Thon Maker. And then 1 year at Kentucky. Who doesn't have 1 year at Kentucky? Drafted 7th overall. And what an amazing fit that he's still pointing up and improving. One of the game's more deadly shooters right now.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Westbrook against Murray. Deflects the pass and out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. Here's Craig. To the wing on the left. Jokic kicks to Murray. That shot off. Some solid defense from Grant. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. A nice shot by George.
PG playing behind the pick and roll, able to use his size. And a pretty good decision that time with the basketball.
Murray outside. And here's Harris from the arc. No good that time. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Murray against Westbrook. Pass to Robertson. He kicks it to Grant. Outside Westbrook. Pass to Adams. 6 on the shot clock. Here's George. And the shot is long.
Wow, huge sigh of relief for the defense on that possession. You cannot give mid-range shooters any space like that to operate.
Here's Craig, defended by George. And the pass to Craig. From beyond the arc, hits it from three-point range. Craig's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Oklahoma City moving it around. Outside Westbrook. Passes it to Robertson. Denver grabs the miss. Here's Craig. Down low. Jokic. And Jokic slams it in.
Jokic is a big center, tough to contain close to the basket. That's a nice throwdown.
Westbrook kicks to George. Pass to Westbrook. Takes the three. The Thunder with another miss. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Nuggets. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Pass to Jokic. Here's Craig. Adams defending. Craig can't get it to go. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Billy Donovan has faced a tough job in Oklahoma City, Brent. Star players leaving town, some even criticizing him after they left.
The circumstances of Billy Donovan moving off of what he did at the University of Florida and making that a powerhouse Division I basketball program. It's been very interesting to have Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant to begin your career, and then pushing that team to almost beating the Golden State Warriors, losing in a Game 7 to losing Kevin Durant. Billy Donovan's seen a lot in the early part of his career. The hopes is that he continues to grow and learn. Really happy with the hire of Billy Donovan and what he brings to the table in terms of his basketball acumen.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Schroeder's checked in. Here's Millsap. It's hauled in by Adams.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it. And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Now Murray. Paul George missing from long range. Murray surveying the D. And Jokic wide open. He shoots. Here's Millsap.
Oh, that athletic.
Yeah, although undersized, Millsap is a very, very hard worker. Uses his quickness that time.
And that was an Unleashed Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. Here's Robertson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Schroeder. No good on the triple. For Denver, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game for the Nuggets. Porter comes in for Torrey Craig. And it's Will Barton in for Gary Harris.
Will Barton.
Oklahoma City on D. They trail by 1. Barton outside. Clock at 6. Back to Porter. Jokic kicks to Barton. Fades and shoots. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. Malik Beasley, he's checked in for Jamal Murray. And then for Oklahoma City, Morris comes in for Grant, and Ferguson subbed in for Robertson. Oklahoma City on D. Stolen by George. Schroeder against Barton. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Will Barton.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Schroeder. He's explosive, and he's good at finding his way to the line because he uses that quickness well.
First one falls for him. You love a good mid-range game. We don't see it that much, but I know you have a couple guys you think have a pretty strong mid-range game.
You know, Chris Paul still has dominated the mid-range, Kevin. It was interesting because him joining the Houston Rockets, who it's all about threes and layups. Daryl Morey, I think, recognized we need somebody that can come off the pick and roll and make those kind of plays happen, not only at the rim for Capella, but shoot it himself. So Chris Paul still dominates in the mid-range. Kawhi Leonard has shown some skills at the mid-range, even though last year, obviously just 9 games, he's still a dangerous weapon. It'll be interesting to see if that's still part of his arsenal for this season. And then C.J. McCollum has been one of the best mid-range scorers in the league for the Portland Trailblazers over the past couple of seasons.
Now here's Porter. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. George with no one around. Drains it from beyond the arc. George has got 5 now.
Well, that's Paul George's game. Most accurate when somebody's feeding him and he's got his feet set.
Beasley outside. Morris against Barton. 5 to shoot. Puts up a 3. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Well, kind of nice to see Will Barton in situations like these, stepping out, stepping up, and knocking them in.
To the paint. Here's Adams. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You know, we talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
There's the pass to Jokic. Shoots over Adams. Jokic, no good. The Thunder leading by 3. On the wing, George. Guarded by Porter. And George kicks to Morris. Passes it to Ferguson. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Paul Millsap picks one up. The Thunder, Brent, playing with such energy. But shooting, not their strong suit.
No, one of the lower three-point percentages in the league as a team. The free throw line also last year really weird. A big-time struggle for guys who had career low years from the free throw stripe. So tough to win big in today's game if you're not hitting threes and then not hitting the freebies.
And he makes the first for the Nuggets. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. And Morris subbed in for Paul Millsap. Nerlens Noel checks in for Oklahoma City. Felton comes in for Dennis Schroeder. He's off on the second. The Nuggets trail by 4. Morris with the ball. Outside, Porter lets it go from deep. No good on that one. Here's Ferguson. Outside, Felton. From deep. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Morris kicks to Porter. He dishes it to Barton. Back to Porter. .157 left in the first quarter.
And at 6'10", Porter is a threat to score inside, which is why the defense trying to rough him up a bit.
And Greg, with Michael Porter combining the length, athleticism, and scoring ability, he's a rare prospect.
I mean, in high school, he was the #1 prospect on a lot of people's lists. Had the back injury in his only year of college, but everyone knew what he could do when given the chance.
2 shots.
And the first one drops. And Michael Porter, he has the natural attributes of an elite scorer.
He's got incredibly deep range. You could see that all the way back in high school. Almost automatic from mid-range. And as he adds strength, he'll become a force inside as well.
And so he hits both.
Looking comfortable there from the line. Knows he needs to come through for his team at the charity stripe.
And here is Felton. It's George on the wing over Porter. The shot, no good. And Denver the other way now.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
Oklahoma City leading by 5. Goes up on the wing, and a little luck that time, but it drops. George has got 7 points.
Really no defense for that. Paul George, a gifted scorer that right now is locked in.
Morris kicks to Porter. 13 feet away. Connects. The jumper drops. 1:07 left in the first quarter. George up top. Martin defending. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Well, the early years when Paul George came into the league with the Pacers, you wondered how his frame would fill out. It's filled out nicely.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. The Nuggets making a switch here. Millsap's checked in. Throw good, Paul George.
And with Paul George, it's pretty awesome. You get the whole package. You get great scoring, you get good playmaking and rebounding, you get a defender with active hands. There's a lot of things about Paul George that can elevate everything you do to have great team success.
Now, here's George, following the miss by Michael Porter. Felton against Morris. Felton can't get it to go. The Nuggets trail by 8. Right side, Porter. Up top, Plumlee. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Taking 2 shots. Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. He hits both from the stripe. Now, here's Felton. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Six on the shot clock. Pass to George. He gets that one. George has got 12 in the game.
Well, Paul George concentrating through the contact and making sure he had a shooting window open.
And so it's Oklahoma City holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me. In my darkest days, I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine, so.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
I mean, through that first quarter, to me, it's all about their D.
Well, there's a lot of ways to build a lead. This one's built on stops.
We've got Paul Millsap. Morris is out there with Beasley. Then it's Porter. And it's Plumlee in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Now, here's Porter. Beasley outside. That's tipped to the middle. It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Paul Millsap.
Hey, look over the defense. You find an opportunity inside the lane. That's good work by Paul Millsap.
Here's Morris. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Westbrook can't get it to go. The Nuggets shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing.
Really crushing the glass last season were the Nuggets, 7th overall in the league in rebounding and 2nd in offensive rebounds, which created a lot of second chance opportunities.
And that one is good by Beasley.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
Now, here's George. 12 points for him. Kicks it to Westbrook. Down low. Here we go, one-on-one. And it's in there.
You got to stay with Paul Millsap in transition. For a bigger guy, he does a good job of getting out wide.
And it's Felton with the ball for Oklahoma City. In the second quarter, held scoreless. Westbrook against Beasley. And Noel throws it down.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. And talking about the Nuggets, they've been a good rebounding team now for a while.
Yeah, top 10 in the league over the past 7 seasons. Not a lot of people talk about their rebounding prowess, but the boards are one of those sneaky places where they can get possession and control the game a bit.
Here's Westbrook after the Nuggets pick up 2. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Again, more attack mode play from Russell Westbrook. He just puts it on the deck and draws contact.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he knocks down the first one. Russell Westbrook, passionate about the game of basketball, Brent, we know that, but fashion among his foremost interests outside the game.
Yeah, the honor the gift fashion line, which, you know, Kevin, you and I don't think we have much in our closets from that, but got to respect it. Fearless, not only on the court, but off the court in some of the attire that Russell Westbrook brings to the game.
And Russell Westbrook drops them both.
Well, on top of everything else that you get from Russell Westbrook, you get some good foul shooting. Important trait for any point guard and great scorer in the league. Find your way to the line.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Paul Millsap is an all-star forward whose dedication to the game is reflected in his year-to-year improvement. He said, "The drive to the gym is where I find my peace, getting my mind prepared. I come with the mindset of getting better, and it's gotten me this far." Kevin?
He is a true professional. David, thank you. There's Noel, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee. For Oklahoma City, they have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. The first one falls. So many teams switching the pick and roll, and we can see it defensively, what it does. How are offenses countering that?
I think the offense is what they're doing, Kevin, is being selective as to who it is comes out to set the pick. If I'm Steph Curry or I'm Kyrie Irving, and I know that there's a big defender guarding my 4-man or my 5-man, I'm going to call that screen up to the top of the key and make sure that I can go at the weaker defender that's guarding either one of my players to gain advantage.
Now here's Murray. Pass to Millsap. Over Grant. Here's Jokic, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Schroeder kicks to Westbrook. Back to Schroeder. All sorts of time. Nice jump shot. Good.
Yeah, this is great when Westbrook starts to dictate the tempo of the game. This time he's doing it with the pass, setting up a teammate.
Now the pass to Millsap. And here's Jokic. They get a hand on it. And it's slammed in by Millsap.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now here's Westbrook. 8 points for him. Now Grant. Back to Westbrook. Shot clock at 5. Over Harris. That misses off the backboard.
And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
Just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
Here's Harris. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Back to Murray. Denver needs to get off his shot. Here's Millsap. And it's Denver scoring again.
Even though Paul Millsap can spread the floor for you, that mid-range jumper is becoming a weapon.
Pass to Westbrook. Over Harris. And it's Westbrook missing.
And that was an easy one there. Just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
Free. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And in a win-or-go-home scenario last year, the Nuggets lost their final regular season game. They missed out in the playoffs for the 5th season in a row. I don't see that happening this year. I think they'll be there.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. And talking about the Nuggets, despite how last year ended, this is a young team on the rise for sure.
Yeah, there are a number of guys that took significant strides last year, and they're certainly an exciting team to watch. The Nuggets may hit their peak just as other teams in the West may be coming down.
Will Barton, he's checked in for Paul Millsap. The Thunder with the lead. To the inside, and stolen by Harris. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Well, there's a little bit of Murray's handle on display. The D looked totally confused as to what to do there.
Now here's Westbrook. 8 points for him. Here's Robertson. Beyond the arc. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Harris looking it over. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Terrence Ferguson's checked in for Andre Robertson. Westbrook with it. Can they get it? And finished off by Westbrook.
Well, a great attack by Westbrook. He's unleashing it right now on his opponent.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. Over Adams. The offensive rebound. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
The Nuggets have been good at the free throw line in this one, 7 of 8.
One shot.
Free throw, good. Jokic.
The Thunder, one of the lowest rates of assists in the league last year. Also, a team that does not move the ball around all that much to gain some advantage with strong side, weak side movement. So we'll see isolation, we'll see pick and roll, and very few passes in a contest like this.
Shot clock at 6. Here's Westbrook. Adams trying to free himself up. And it's Westbrook missing.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Harris kicks to Murray. And it's Jokic in the corner. And here's Harris from the arc. The rebound by Grant. And the Thunder had great talent, but their offense hasn't allowed all their players, Brent, to flourish at the same time. Why is that?
Well, it's just a team that doesn't have a commitment to a flow style of offense. They have such great talent that I think the talent tries to take on the load sooner in offensive possessions than maybe the coaching staff would like, and they have great individual scorers. That's what these guys have done in the league for a very long time.
Here's Westbrook. Another miss by Westbrook.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Well, something in this frame for sure, but when you're out of rhythm, sometimes it's better to play the role of being the facilitator.
Now here's Schroeder following the miss by Gary Harris. And here is Grant. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet, and the shot goes down.
Yeah, Grant not flustered with that, staying with it around the basket, ignores the defense and scores.
Harris kicks to Craig. Barton outside. Pass to Murray. Fires from 14. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder.
You can see how clued in the defense is to take away those mid-range shots and challenge. Solid at getting a hand up in the face of the scorers. You can't miss those kind of looks. The defense seems to be a little nonplussed so far in this one, but he flat out missed it.
And so Westbrook will bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Here's Ferguson. Barton defending. Ferguson's shot is good.
I love that he went up strong right in the face of the bigger defender and laid it in.
Pass to Jokic. Shoots over Adams, and that one's good. Jokic has got 9.
Well, after a tough first quarter, it didn't get to him in any way. He's really stepped up here in the second quarter.
Schroeder kicks to Westbrook. To the wing right side. Grant finds Westbrook. And it's off from three-point range.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Barton passes to Craig. The shot from the low post is good. Craig's got his second basket of the night.
And doing much better now in that first quarter, converting less than 30% of their field goal opportunities, bouncing back nicely here in the second.
Now here's Westbrook. He's got 10. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Westbrook's got it all tied up now for Oklahoma City.
Man, shot out of a cannon. Westbrook so quick on the dribble drive. Defenders with no way of getting over there fast enough to stop him.
And that'll do it for the first half. Game time. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Here with head coach Billy Donovan. Coach, it's been back and forth in the first half. What's it going to come down to?
Well, I would say it's close. We know we're playing against a great team, so we just got to keep grinding and keep playing.
We'll see how it turns out, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was a shaky first quarter for Denver. The deficit for them at one point grew to 8 points in the period. They did not come out of their warm-ups with their A game. They came out in the second quarter with a lot more energy and with some nice offensive stretches and were able to even things up before the half. Shaq, let's get your take on Denver.
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Oklahoma City?
Well, their playmakers are showing up tonight, seeing the court well, moving the basketball. That's why they had so many assists in the first half. And they're not just relying on ISO plays to generate points.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joel, what up?
The Denver skyline looking absolutely gorgeous tonight as we return to the Mile High City. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
So it's Denver now. And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. The forwards, George and Grant. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. And it's Adams in at the 5, roaming the paint. Murray, no good.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, I think coaches right here are always talking about the extra pass. And the contested 3 is not your objective. One more, maybe. So interesting with Russell Westbrook, never really touted or championed growing up, but if you go to UCLA, you have to be halfway decent, don't you, Kevin? 5'8" stick figure back in high school and came off the bench his freshman year at UCLA, and I just don't think anybody saw what was coming out of Russell Westbrook, but we're appreciating it now.
2 shots. Move shots.
And he makes the first. And you heard the story. Westbrook showed up for a basketball camp in Atlanta. His name wasn't on the list. He had to sit in the lobby for 4 hours before they let him in.
That story is hard to believe. Obviously not a blue chip recruit, and I don't think that Russell Westbrook ever thought about seeing himself in the NBA at any point. Was just hoping to get a scholarship, and that second season at UCLA opened up some eyes about just how athletic and explosive he could be. Here we are today.
Harris kicks to Millsap. Harris passes to Jokic. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by George. To the middle. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Good defense by Jokic. Harris outside. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Craig, good.
That was all about the unselfishness on display there from Harris. Great job, him passing the ball.
Westbrook kicks to George. Grant, right side. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
PG played his first 7 seasons in Indiana with the Pacers and guided them to 2 Eastern Conference Finals appearances. And that playoff PG moniker that he came up with, it holds true if you look at the numbers. And when the Pacers were about to rebuild, I think Paul George let them know that he was willing to move on to continue his career somewhere else.
The first one falls. A lot of fans in Indiana upset with Paul George for deciding to leave. Do they have a point, Brent, or is that unfair?
I think it's a little unfair, Kevin. 7 great years from Paul George. Obviously had to recover from the leg injury and came back strong. But PG wanting to go somewhere where he could win a title. And that's a decision that every player has to make. PG thought somewhere else he might have that opportunity and maybe more chances to do so.
Now here's Millsap. 8 points for him. Harris outside. Five on the clock. Off the left rim and out.
That was some very intimidating, aggressive defense that really helped alter that shot.
Robertson kicks to Westbrook. Rejected by Harris. Murray with it. Now defended by Adams. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's his first foul for the Nuggets. Porter's checked in for Torrey Craig. Malik Beasley comes in for Gary Harris. And Morris subbed in for Murray. Markieff Morris is checked in for Oklahoma City. On defense, Oklahoma City. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Morris kicks to Porter. The Nuggets moving the ball around. There's the pass to Jokic. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. Mason Plumlee's checked in for the Nuggets. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. And that one is good by Beasley.
Like the awareness there, Plumlee quickly assesses his options and moves it.
Oklahoma City trailing. Westbrook kicks to Adams, and it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That's his third foul of the game. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for the Thunder. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Here's George. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And they just cannot seem to get it going so far in this half, missing their first 3 shots.
And George gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Morris. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. On the wing, Porter. Clock at 6.
Well, Paul George showing off his defensive prowess right there. Full energy, full focus, and a nice contest.
And that's a foul called on Malik Beasley. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Felton finds Morris. Here's Robertson. Now Felton passes to George. And the wide open shot from Morris. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Morris has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. This is an unselfish group here in Denver. This team, Brent, can really pass the ball.
5th overall last year in assists, 2nd overall the year before that. And you got to give credit to Mike Malone and his coaching staff, because what they've done is they've played Jokic at that point center position, distributing the ball from the top, and have guys who cut off the ball. So interesting mix of talent using their center as the passer.
Now here's Felton. Cans the shot with nobody near him. And now a 4-point Oklahoma City lead. Morris kicks to Porter. Yes, and the foul. That one on George.
And how about the strength from the big fella? Porter is used to having to power through contact.
Steven Adams, the kind of guy who on a nightly basis is so appreciated by the star players on the team, and certainly the coaching staff, just doing dirty work, setting screens, scoring on the inside, being a physical presence. And he's taken some strides, I think, Kevin, offensively, being able to score sometimes out of the box.
Free throw good. Porter. And you look at Adams' per-minute scoring averages, Brent. They've gone up every season.
Well, it's got to help having Russell Westbrook setting the table and the type of attention that not only Westbrook drew, but also PG and Carmelo Anthony for a season. So obvious uptick in the offensive numbers for Steven Adams, but he is improving, and you see some confidence in the offensive end of the floor.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Markieff Morris.
Well, Millsap completely fools the defense there and gets hit as a result on the shot.
And Paul Millsap, a 4-time All-Star in Atlanta. Greg, as we know, he missed most of last season after left wrist surgery.
A big loss after just signing that mega contract with the Nuggets. I mean, he's a lot older than most of their core, but a great fit in their front court, and obviously one heck of a player.
That free throw missing. And Brent, you think about Paul Millsap, not a top 10 draft pick, not even taken in the first round.
Yeah, how about that? 47th pick in the second round, and nothing really has been handed to Paul Millsap. He's earned every bit of it, and that's why even to this day he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Good on the second free throw.
Now, Paul Millsap has been underrated for most of his career. A consistent double-double threat, and has performed at an All-Star weekend.
Now here is George. He's got 16. Robertson kicks to George. 6 to shoot. Back to Robertson. Over Beasley. Robertson can't hit. Nuggets have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Lets it go from 11. No good off the back of the rim. And so George will bring it up for Oklahoma City. The lead is 2. Over Porter. That's in, and he's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Now, he's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
The big sack, the manufacturer, architect, bringing you the art of rap. You used to hate my fake, now you want a part of it. You coming with more hits, that funk like Parliament. Comparing me to others, gonna lead to an argument. We fighting with straight from the army, tracks and harmony. My nut orchestra blowing fuses. Your amp can't hold this music. It's booming. I'm in my truck cruising. 97 tuned in. The latest news is nuts. New album is ruling. Yeah, first the nuts, you got a big chance of losing. Or confronting the union, so stop fooling yourself. I feel easy, cause no one's no escaping this. No escaping this. Worldwide, no escaping. No one's don't be humble, it's better to pull. Believe you eligible, get left like a vegetable. Man, it's crazy and there's no escape.
Denver making a switch here. Barton is checked in. Beasley right side. Here's Plumlee. No good that time. Oklahoma City leading by 4. Here's George. Score the basket, his 8th. 8 for 13 from the floor.
Well, Paul George taking initiative tonight and going right at the defense.
Morris kicks to Porter. Offline with his 3.
It's just been an off night for him. That doesn't happen all that often, but the thing that you do at this point is not to push it, not to rush it. Let it come back to you.
And no good. Felton with some nice D. Oklahoma City's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. And the basket is good.
Just don't touch him right now, okay? You're going to burn yourself. The guy is on fire.
Morris kicks to Porter. That's tipped. Left side, Felton. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 5th assist in this one.
And the advantage they have starting to increase. Things are coming together for them at a really opportune time.
Coaches always talk about the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. They have definitely increased their energy level here.
Felton dishes to Morris. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee. And Markieff Morris out of Kansas, a spread 4, as they say.
And able to stripe it from anywhere on the floor. A good secondary scorer who can also create his own shot on the block at times.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Jokic has checked in for Denver. Murray comes in for Malik Beasley. Then for the Thunder, Grant, he's checked in for Noel. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Raymond Felton. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Russell Westbrook with 2 straight seasons, 2, of averaging a triple-double. This is a feat that we thought we would never see again. And Russell backed up the one campaign with another. Just remarkable stuff.
Now here's Murray. Clock at 6. Lays it up off the glass. Murray's got 6.
And Murray showing some smarts right there. Some good patience in that pick and roll.
The Thunder leading by 9. And the Thunder placing so much, Brent, on Westbrook's shoulders. It's asking a lot.
It's asking a lot. I'm not sure how much Russell actually feels it. He just goes out and continues to put up just staggering, eye-popping numbers. And to get where they want to go, I think they're going to have to find a way to compliment him in some way. And he's going to have to trust in those teammates in order to push the envelope a bit.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
A minute 42 left in the third. And it's sent back by George.
Not many guys have the two-way ability of a Paul George. Just as dangerous defensively as he can be offensively.
Here's Morris. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. 6 points for Markieff Morris.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Now here's Murray. 6 points for him. Over George. Offensive rebound. Porter. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. He's got 11.
Yeah, just phenomenal at using that vertical on the offensive boards. Porter just gifted at coming up with second and third chance opportunities.
Plumlee against Schroeder. Down low, Morris. That one misses. Plumlee with some nice D. To the middle, here's Murray, and he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
Well, some good interior crucial points here as Murray's staying active in the paint.
To the inside, Grant, and he converts the layup. Grant's got his second basket of the night.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And that one's good, Jokic.
Oh, Jokic being assertive now in the mid-range and has the touch to bury that kind of shot.
Schroeder against Barton. Schroeder surveying the floor. Shoots over Barton. No good from 11 feet. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. Back to the action after this word. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. The Thunder leading by 9. Inside, it's the talented pair of Millsap and Jokic. Murray and Harris, the guards. And it's Barton in at the 3. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets.
Well, Westbrook does a ton of damage at the mid-range, but when he has a three-point shot going, look out.
And here is Murray following Russell Westbrook's 3. For 3, Harris. The rebound by Paul George. George has got his 7th rebound here tonight. In the corner, it's Westbrook. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 7th assist here tonight. And it's Harris with the ball for the Nuggets. Down by 15. George against Barton. Murray outside. Stolen by Westbrook. And Westbrook throws it down hard.
Well, the defense respecting the shot right there, and that creates a lane for him to drive right through. That's his game.
Murray with it. Westbrook picks him up. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Robertson the pass to Westbrook. And it's sent back by Millsap.
Well, as soon as the shot was released, Millsap gets off the floor quickly and blocks it.
And that one's good. Barton.
Yeah, he is sneaky at the rim, lays it in against heavy pressure.
Oklahoma City leading by 15. Westbrook kicks to George. Pass to Grant. Poked away. Millsap with the steal. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Torrey Craig. He's checked in for Will Barton.
Torrey Craig.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Murray kicks to Jokic. Shoots over Adams. Jokic, no good.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Here's Craig. And again, Denver, no good. Oklahoma City's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. Grant surveying the D. In the corner, it's Westbrook. To the inside. Grant outside. Clock at 4. Connects from 3-point range. And the Thunder lead by 18.
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
Yeah, and making them. Once you get into this kind of rhythm with the 3-ball, it is so difficult for the defense to do anything about it.
Denver calls timeout. The Thunder went into free agency with a lot of question marks, but ended having a big summer.
Able to retain Paul George, and that was the first and largest key. Getting a player like Noel for cheap was also a big help for this group. The Thunder were at a fork in the road last season, but this team now as dangerous as ever.
If I did it, then I had to do it. She really do. She really got it. I had to do it. She couldn't do
it. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Murray against Westbrook. Pass to Millsap. Here's Craig, tries a 3, drains the three-pointer.
Well, if they're going to win this game, he's going to require just a little bit of help. Many of the shots he's taking are finding the hoop.
The pass to Robertson. It's George on the wing. Outside Westbrook. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on it.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time.
Two shots.
That one is off. He hits the second from the line. Here's Adams. Here's George. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. George has got 24.
Well, you'd like to push Paul George out of the paint if possible. Goes into his bag of tricks to score that time.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
I don't know if you push the panic button now, but that's the 4th personal, and he needs to stay aggressive out there. So going to be interesting to see how he plays moving forward.
Murray on the money from 12 feet away.
Well, buttery right there, knockdown shooter from that area. Murray taking advantage of that opportunity.
Grant outside. Out to the right wing. Murray against Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. And he banks in the layup. Westbrook's got 11 points in the quarter.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this hot, a great chance to extend this lead.
Murray with it. Westbrook picks him up. For 3, Harris. It's good from long range.
The confidence that Gary Harris is playing with right now, he is ready to shoot once that ball touches his mitts.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And with the playmaking in Denver's front court, point guard Jamal Murray is free to hunt his shot. Very comfortable playing off the ball.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team. He gave them props for their defense. He said, the defense has been outstanding. Keep pressuring them, forcing turnovers, and we can win this one. Guys?
To the wing on the left. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here is Harris. Inside. And Adams sends it back.
Well, Adams quick off his feet there with that size and length. Tough to shoot over.
Robertson finds Adams. Good on the bucket. And the Thunder lead by 20.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I think they have been winning the battle of shot selection here in the second half, and that's led to an excellent shooting percentage from the field.
Harris outside. Back to Jokic. 6 to shoot. He kicks to Harris. Puts it up from 12.
And this is what makes Robertson a special defender, the elite athleticism and willingness to put his body on the line.
The kick out to Adams. Passes it to Robertson. Releases. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
A nice shot by Harris.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
And here's Westbrook. After Gary Harris made that last three-pointer. Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Pass to Grant. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Jeremy Grant out of Syracuse, the rare second-round pick, Brent, who's gotten steady NBA minutes throughout his young career.
Yeah, interesting minutes last year in OKC where he started to make a big difference, actually playing off the bench at the 5 spot and taking advantage with his quickness and athleticism on the roll. I look at a vet like Richard Mbamute, an elite defender, as a guy he might be able to emulate, but more so from the 5 position.
And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jerian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
Jeremy Grant just has such a great combination of athleticism and explosiveness. It's up to him to find familiar spots on the floor and do a good job of playing off his teammates to make an impact on every game that he plays.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
The Nuggets trail by 20. Here's Murray. Dishes at the Millsap. Harris outside. Poked away. Just 5 to shoot. Shot on the wing. Misses off the left iron.
And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time.
Westbrook against Murray. And finished off by Westbrook.
I know it's just 2, but man, that's a nice 2. Westbrook with the insane creativity.
That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
Yeah, his shot is just not there tonight, guys. And instead of trying to shoot himself out of the slump, maybe he needs to start moving the ball around and creating for his teammates.
the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. Here's Murray. Harris outside. Back to Murray. From deep three-point range, that shot off. Westbrook with the nice D there. Here's the lob to Adams. A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
Now here's Murray. Here's Jokic. Hands the 12-footer.
Amazing how much the evolution of Jokic has helped evolve the offense that's around him. A fearless player who feels like he can go up and match up against anybody in the league.
Here's Westbrook. Kicks it to Adams. Over Jokic. And he overshot that one, missing. Denver's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Oklahoma City.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Paul George.
That's amazing defense from him. Seemed to know exactly when to pounce on the passing lanes and predictive steals.
And so here's Denver, following the score by Oklahoma City. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Plumlee is checked in for Jokic. Porter comes in for Paul Millsap. Beasley's checked in for Harris. And Morris subbed in for Murray. Plumlee, the pass to Craig. 6 on the shot clock. Porter in the corner. Knocks it loose. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Here's Noel. Count that one.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
Here's Morris, following the score by Oklahoma City. Right block shot, and it's wide right, hits off the rim. And so it's Felton who will bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. I know it's a team game, but it looked like you really wanted to put your fingerprints on this game tonight. What's the mindset there?
I did. I wanted to start, the second half off with a lot of energy. And, I wanted to make it a focus for myself that, I wouldn't let teams, take things away from me. So I just want to step it up and up it up a level.
Really involved in the game tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.